A general stands on a battlefield at dawn, armor gleaming, surrounded by thousands of soldiers awaiting his command. He's won every battle, climbed every rung of power, and yet something hollow gnaws at his chest. That morning, Han Zhongli Quan made a choice that would shatter his entire world. He walked away from victory itself. What he discovered in that collapse became the foundation of immortality. In our age of endless climbing and relentless ambition, his story speaks directly to the question we're all wrestling with. What if everything we thought we needed to win is exactly what's keeping us small? Let's begin. Let's begin.
This is a story of courage, enlightenment, and transcendence. Let's begin. Today's world, bustling and often overwhelming, challenges us to find balance, purpose, and meaning just as profoundly as it did in ancient times. Zhongli Quan's journey from a defeated general to a Taoist immortal offers us lessons in resilience, humility, and selfless service, values that resonate strongly in our fast-paced, material-focused society. Born during the Han Dynasty, Zhongli Quan's early days were marked by military honor and discipline. Imagine the echo of clashing swords, the scent of pine forests after rain, and the river's cold spray as he traversed the borderlands. His defeat in battle against Tibetan forces was not just a loss, but the beginning of an extraordinary transformation. Retreating into the mountains, he encountered an enigmatic old man who welcomed him without judgment. Over 3 days and nights, beneath whispering leaves and flickering stars, the old man imparted profound teachings on alchemy and immortality rituals. Zhongli Quan listened as the air filled with the gentle fragrance of sandalwood and whispered chants, feeling his spirit awaken. This initiation was no mere magic. It was a spiritual rebirth, instructing him to use his new powers to alleviate suffering and uplift humanity. One of his most iconic symbols is the magical feather fan, an elegant, simple object with powers to resurrect life and transmute base stones into silver and gold. In a world where greed and selfishness often prevail, Zhongli Quan reminds us that true wealth arises from compassion and generosity. His fan symbolizes transformation and healing, urging us to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary by the force of kindness. There are 2 famous tales of his ascension to immortality. In one, Zhongli Quan's persistent use of his powers elevates him into the clouds, joining the assembly of the 8 Immortals, a luminous cloud of transcendence beyond time and space. In another, as he meditates inside his mountain hermitage, a wall collapses, revealing a jade vessel in which he gracefully departs from the mortal realm. Both stories highlight his union with the divine and his role as a guide between worlds. Zhongli Quan's teachings extend beyond physical alchemy to the inner work of spiritual cultivation. Known as Zhengyang Zushi and the Master of the Cloud Chamber, he emphasized transcending human limitations by developing moral character and serving others selflessly. His wisdom was passed down to notable disciples like Lu Dongbin, ensuring the endurance of Taoist philosophies. In a modern context, Zhongli Quan's life inspires us to embrace transformation not through external conquest, but through internal awakening. His legacy encourages us to face failure as a gateway to growth, use our talents to serve rather than dominate, and understand that immortality lies in the impact we leave on others and the world. Imagine a vast, serene mountain peak, bathed in golden sunrise, where Zhongli Quan stands with his feather fan raised, summoning gentle winds. Picture a luminous cloud swirling slowly around him, symbolizing his entrance into the immortal realm. Envision a jade vessel emerging from an ancient grove, shimmering with ethereal light, as it carries the master beyond the mortal coil. Visualize the tranquil interior of a cloud chamber, filled with soft incense smoke and glimmers of alchemical symbols that glow softly in dim light.
Zhongli Quan's wisdom cuts through the noise. Your greatest defeat might be your truest beginning. If you're carrying exhaustion from a path that no longer fits, if you're caught between who you thought you'd become and who you're actually meant to be, you're standing exactly where he stood. The Immortals in Taoism weren't born transcendent. They chose transformation when the old way stopped working. This week, identify one ambition you're clinging to that might actually be weighing you down. What would shift if you released it, not as failure, but as the first step towards something real? Your breakthrough is waiting on the other side of the story you're ready to release. Subscribe to walk this path with us and discover the wisdom that transforms defeat into transcendence. Stay rooted in the wisdom of the ages.